here today at the lead steer judging here with Mr. Terry Nolan from Nolan's Meats up at Gympie. We're seeing a great lineup here today of about 330 steers being judged today. Now Terry, you've been coming here for a long time and you've seen all this evolve. How long have you been involved with this?
Oh, Darren, a good friend of mine who's now passed on, a fellow by the name of Charlie Cotter, brought me here in the late 70s at one of the initial inaugural lead steer competitions, and I think it was about 15 head, and we couldn't get a start in the show, so I had to do it the day before the show started. And you can see how it's evolved from that mere start of a dozen to 20 head of cattle out to sort of I think there's close to 400 nominations came in for this today. I think there's about 330 cattle on ground, and there's no doubt in my mind it's the best lead steer show in Australia.
So you've judged in all these steer shows all over the country. How does Brisbane compare to other steer shows?
Well, as I say, I think it's a superior class of animal that comes here. Why is that? Some of the other shows operate on purebreds only, and I think that the success of the Australian herd has been about adaptability, crossbreeding, and a lot of these steers are crossbred steers. So you might have an ideal maternal mother and a terminal sire to target a market, and Brisbane does it better than anyone else, I believe.
So when we come into the auction, which will be about 1 o'clock, 1:30, something like that, you have a lot of not only supermarkets you supply, but a number of restaurants. So do they all come here and they go out there with their marketing plan at these different restaurants?
Yes. Now, just to clarify that, technically we're a meat processor. We don't supply pubs, clubs or restaurants, but some of our portion cutters that we supply would portion control that product for some of the famous steakhouses like the Breakfast Creek Hotel or the Brackenridge Tavern, and I think it's great to have those people come along, interact with the school students here, interact with the vendors, and then show their support for the competition by buying a steer. And you know, those big hotels, they don't like to buy a big lot of steers, they'd rather buy 1 or 2 champions, and I think that's it's great to have someone here that supports it the way they do.
And you know, over the years we've seen it evolve here now, and like the school kids, the younger generation coming through, it just seems to be growing more and more all the time with the younger people here in the last, probably the last 2 to 5 years especially.
Absolutely, and I think it is becoming more of that an educational vehicle where you can get the ag science students from the various high schools in the Eastern Seaboard. They put a lot of time and a lot of effort. A lot of these steers are donated by producers in the area. They give them to the high schools in some cases, and the high school students sort of learn about animal welfare. They learn about preparation, they learn about nutrition, and they come to see it in a commercial environment. So it's a great educational vehicle.
Yeah. So obviously, just winding it up, because you're not far off the auction and everything like that, the future for the young kids in this industry?
Oh, it's a worry for me. Not all young children see agriculture as appealing. Why don't they see it as appealing? I think the volatility of agriculture is what turns people off. Most industries you go into and you've got some sort of degree of certainty. Of course, in agriculture, we don't have that degree of certainty. You've only got to look at all the recent press about the drought. I mean, you can't farm without water. If I could do something for the next generation, I would give them some access and some surety to water. You know, we're worried about where the fodder's coming from to feed these cattle in drought. If we had a few more weirs and a few more dams in the headwaters of some rivers, we'd be able to grow some produce or some crops alongside that. So we are on the driest continent, driest country on the continent. I think we need to do more about water conservation. We need to provide water. If we provide water, we take out some of the volatility. If we take out some of the volatility, we encourage more people into agriculture, and we can feed the world. We should be proud of that. Australia's ability to feed the world.
Because there's no doubt we are the cleanest and greenest environment in the world.
Absolutely.
When it comes to animals.
Clean and green will only get you so far. Animal welfare will only get you so far. You've still got to be able to produce it, so we still need some surety to access to rainfall. We can't get that, so the next best thing is irrigation, and with that you need water reservoirs. So I think that'll be the secret to getting young people into agriculture. Sure, they need the education, but all the education in the world doesn't help if you're in drought.
No, all right. Well, thanks very much, Terry.
Thanks, Darren.
We look forward to doing battle in the auction scene later on, so I hope it all goes well. Thank you.